What's going on, guys? Rob at 3STRONG here. So you have a squat that's just absolute crap. Just terrible form. It's awful. No, I'm just kidding. No, seriously. But if your squat isn't that great, I'm going to give you a couple of stretches that you can do before you squat to get the hips loosened up, hamstrings loosened up, everything ready to go so we can get into a really good squat position. And over time, as you continue to do this warm-up and these movements, that you will feel better. Squatting down into that bottom position will feel fantastic. And then you can load yourself up and your legs can get stronger. See how that works? It's awesome. Okay, so say you are squatting down and the hips are tight, back is starting to round. This is pretty rough. Everything's, hamstrings are limiting you, hips are limiting you. The knees are starting to go in. It's pretty tight there. When we really want nice open hips, nice flat back, something like that, okay? These are the two things that I want you to do before you get into your squat. First one, arms up overhead. You're going to reach nice and high. You're going to keep those heels down as you squat down. Keep those arms overhead, overhead. Keep the heels down. Don't shift forward. Keep the heels down, 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 down. From here, you're going to drop the hands and you're going to raise the hips up. And you get a little surprised because now you've started to stretch your hamstrings. You're going to come back up, reach up overhead, keep those heels down, squat down, 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 keep the chest up, drop the hands, raise the hips. You can kind of settle down into that hamstring stretch. You are going to do that probably about 8 to 10 times, keeping that form. That's going to keep that chest up. The heels down is going to keep that butt back, and it's really going to force the hips to open up. The next one, now you are going to get into a straddle position, kind of a split. Notice how my feet are parallel. They're not going to be pointing out to the sides. You want those feet parallel. From here, what you're going to do is squat. Again, the heel is going to be down. Squat over to the side. You're going to get a nice stretch in the inner thigh here. If you need to get those hands down, go ahead and do that. You're going to push back up. Drop back to the other side. Really get a nice stretch on that inner thigh there. Again, remember, you're going to keep the heel down. Let me show you from the side here. Do not let that knee shoot forward. We want the butt back. So push that butt back, sink back. So that is what it should look like on the side. This is just like that squat position we got into, where the knees are not going forward, the butt's going back. As you get a little bit more comfortable with that, you can start to notice how that toe comes up. You can relax that stretch. Come back up. Sit back on the heel. And this will really help to loosen up those inner thighs so that when you go back to your squats, those hips will be nice and loose. If you do have tight hamstrings and tight hips and the inner thighs are limiting you and you can't get those knees out, those are the two stretches for you. If you're like Gumby and you fold over, don't even worry about it. You are flexible, and that is not your limitation if your squat is crap, like I just said. Anyway, I don't want to say it's crap. You just have something to work on. Okay, homework time, kids. See you tomorrow.